Hello everyone, I Shubham Agrawal, Assistant Professor of BCom Department. I welcome you all in the lecture series of Information System Management. Currently, we are working on our unit third. That is in this unit third, we have to know about what is system and what is system development life cycle. So we have already discussed about what is a system and why we need a system and what is a system development life cycle. Now we are working on a software development life cycle models which we are used to make uh, and for that we are on the models types of model which we are used to make a system. So in the previous lecture we have defined a waterfall model, what are the why we are using waterfall model and what is the process of using a waterfall model, what are the phases which we have to done in the waterfall model, what are the advantage and disadvantage of waterfall model. So mainly advantage of this waterfall model is that it is very less time consuming and cheap model, but the disadvantages are that we cannot go back from from one stage to the previous stage in the waterfall model. So for that for removing that disadvantage, so we were going to generate a next model that is known as the iterative model. So in this lecture we are going to define a iterative model. So, an iterative lifecycle model does not attempt to start with a full specification of requirement. Instead, development begins with the specifying and implementing just part of the software, which is then reviewed to identify further requirements. This process is then repeated, producing a new version of the software at the end of each iteration of the model. So, basically, we are doing with the part of we are divided the process the system the software into parts, and we are making the parts according to the requirements, and after that we are going taking a feedback from the customers, and after taking that feedback whenever the customer is satisfied we will make their system and implement that. So iterative process start with a simple implementation of subset of the software requirements and iteratively enhance the involving versions until the full system is implemented. At each iteration, design modifications are made and new functional capabilities are added. The basic idea behind this method is to develop a system through repeated cycle iteratives and in a smaller portion at the time incremental. So the following illustration is a process of iterative and incremental model. So basically the main point is that we are making a model iteration 1. Whenever we are making a iteration 1, if there is any need and requirement to enhance that, then we are going to the iterative second means we are going to a new version of that model, and whenever we are not satisfied with the versions we will make that versions version 2, version 3, version 4, and whenever we satisfy that then we are going to implement it that version. So the diagram shows that if we have already done with the requirements part. After requirements parts, according to the requirement we are making a version 1, that is a build 1. Design and development. Design, we have to basically design and develop anything, any unit or any model, and then testing and implementation. So that is a version 1, and we are making a simultaneously we are making a version 2, that is an enhanced version of version 1. So there are so many changes in version 2 in version 1, so that is known as a build 2. So design and development, testing and implementation. Now the third point, the third version, design and development, testing and implementation. So we are going with the process of iterations one by one. Whenever the one iteration is done, if there is any requirements to do in that system, so we are going with the iteration 2, and in the iteration 2 if there is any need for upgradation then we are going with the iterations 3. So, iterative and incremental development is a combination of both iterative design and iterative method, an incremental build model for development. During software development, more than one iteration of the software development lifecycle may be in progress at the same time. This process may be described as evolutionary acquisition or incremental build approach. So basically this process developing iterations uh, after one by one at the same time, that is known as the evolutionary acquisition and incremental build approach. So, iterative model applications. Like other SDLC models, iterative and incremental development has some specific application in the software industry. This model is most often used in the following scenarios. Requirement of the complete system are clearly defined and understood. We can use this system where the requirements and the of the complete system are clearly defined and understood. Major requirement must be defined. However, some functionalities or requested enhancement may be evolved with time. So if there is any enhancement is done, which we have talked to later to the producer, to the model developer, so that should be done with the within the another iterations. Major requirement must be defined. ठीक है, there is a time to market constraint, so we have to complete the task in a time. A new technology is being used and is being learned by the development team while working on the project. So there are so many iterations, so after every iteration the working team will get some new thing, and that with that the working team that apply or that new thing on the model, and after that working on that. Resources with needed skill sets are not available and are planned to be used on the contract basis for specific iterations. There are some high risk features and goals which may change in the future. The advantage of iterative incremental SDLC models are as follows. Some working functionality can be developed quickly and early in the life cycle. So these are the advantages. So some working functionality can be developed quickly and early in the life cycle because there will be iterations. Results are obtained early and periodically. Parallel development can be planned. Progress can be measured. Less costly to change the scope and the requirement. Testing and debugging during smaller iterations is easy. Risks are identified and resolved during iterations, and each iteration is an easily managed milestone. Sorry. Easier to manage risk. High risk part is done first. So these are the advantages of iterations model. With every increment operational product is delivered, so and there will be a enhancement in the project if after every increment. Issues, challenges and risk identified from each increment can be utilized and applied to the next increment. So what are the issues are found in one iteration that are to be minimized in the second iterations. Risk analysis is better. It supports changing requirement. Initial operating time is less, better suited for large and mission critical projects. During the life cycle, software is produced early, which facilitates customer evaluations and feedback. So these are the advantages of iteration model. Now coming to the disadvantages of iterations model. The disadvantages of iteration or incremental model SDLC models are as follows. More resources may be required. We have to require more resources. Although cost of change is lesser, but it is very suitable for changing requirement. But it is not very suitable for changing requirement. More management attention is required because we have to make every after each iterations we have to make another iterations which have some better qualities, some functionalities which are done in an efficient manner. So that's why the management is required, attention is required. System architecture or design issue may arises because not all requirements are gathered in the beginning of the entire life cycle. Defining increments may require definition of the complete system. not suitable for a smaller project, management complexity is more. So iteration model is not suitable for a smaller project because we have to make after one iteration we have to make another iteration and another iteration. So for that smaller project the cost will be very high. So for a smaller project the most appropriate of the model is the waterfall model. If the all the requirements and the all the things are clear, crystal clear, then we can go with the waterfall model. Management complexity is more in there will be too much management is attention is required, so there will be a complexity of management is more. End of project may not be known with it, which is a risk. uh, Basically in this model we have to know after each iterations we have to know whether it is suitable for us. So our end of project is if there is any risk, so it cannot be known easily. Highly skilled resources are required for risk analysis. Project progress is highly dependent upon the risk analysis phase. So the risk analysis is very critical in this project. So that's all about the iterative model. So basically iterative model is that in the waterfall model what we have to done, we have to uh, if I am going with the designing and implementation, then the testing is done, and if I found any fault or any error or any bug in testing phase, then I will not go to with the go back to the design phase. But in iterations model, if I find anything about that, so after that I will go to the iterations 2 or version 2 for that model, and whenever I will satisfied with that version, I will make another version for that project. So these are the advantages of iterations model. And the one thing is that iteration models are not used for a smaller project, it will be used for mission or large projects. The drawbacks which we are doing in a phase 1 or version 1, we can learn from them, and we can implement a second version that is efficient and uh, mm, and resolve all the problems which are facing in the version 1, which we are facing in the version 1. So that's all about the iteration model. Thank you for the lecture.